Hello, everyone. Cassie Oelberg in Selinsgrove, Pennsylvania, and we are going to do sketch 4 from April. I know we are just coming off of the May virtual crop, and we will get started on that next week. You may have seen some of my sketches up in the virtual crop group, and so just know that we're going to be doing some variations on those over the next 4 weeks. But in the meantime, let's head over and check out the last one for April. I just love this one. It was super cute. I did a little bit of my own variation by making the circle be one of the circle punches, and we will go over that when we do our layout, how to use that. We use the Fast Fab page. I'm going to pull in the two we're going to use for this one. So I'll get these two out of the way for now. We'll bring those back in a minute. So we just used this Fast Fab page, and what was really nice is that we have this to work with this across here, and then we're going to keep this paper over on the sides, and we just have to add these extra parts in. So that made it work out really nice and saved us a little bit of time and a little bit of paper. So let's start with this sheet. Now, when you have one that's like this that spans across two pieces and uses one sheet of paper, the thing to remember is that whatever the distance is over here is what you're going to want to do. You're going to want to do that cut like this. You're not going to want to cut 5 and then flip it and try to do the 5 and 7. You're going to want to stay consistent to what it's showing. 7 here, 5 here, because then your paper flows. We're going to use this for the 3/4 inch, and I'm going to just show you something that I'm going to do to make everything line up nice. So I'm just going to cut myself. This is a little bit more than 1.5 inches, but I want to go ahead and do my 10-inch cut with these stacked. And the reason that I'm doing that is because then they're all exactly the same height. And why that works out nice is that they're going to line up at the bottom, and we don't have to worry that one was like a little micro bit off. I'll show you what I mean when we get there. So we're going to cut it at the 10 first. On screen. Okay. So now that cut is done, and now we can turn it, and we're going to do, remember, we're going to cut the 7. Let's see, make sure I have the right side up. I didn't. It's a good thing I checked. I would rather my planes be going this way. So we're going to cut the 7, and the 7 is going to go over here, and the 5 is going to go over here. And now I'm going to make this into the 2 3/4 inches. And what's nice is even though I already cut this into a 2-inch strip, it's going to hold nicely because this new trimmer works super well. So we did one of them, and now we're going to move this one across. And you just measure it all the way along that black line. Flop that down, and there you go. So now you end up with your strips. Then we're going to take these, and they're going to go here. And they're going to go here. And this is what I was talking about. So when we measured those together and we did the cut together, it means that they're the exact same height, even with human error, and so they can line up perfectly. And that's why I stacked them and did it. It just makes it line up exactly right. Otherwise, you know, we are human, and so our cuts could end up a little bit off. Okay, next we are going to add in these circles. And I chose to use the circle punch from Secret Box 1. I absolutely love this one. I've been using it a lot lately. So I'm just going to bring this across. And you start with a 6-inch piece of paper. Don't want to cut on there because all the little pieces will get stuck. So a 6-inch square, and you're just going to take it and you're going to put it in. These frame punches are so cool. So you're going to put it in and you're going to line it up to the line. And you're just going to do all of those sides first. The corners. I call them sides. I meant to call them corners. And now we're just going to go the other direction. And I always like to do my corners first, even if I had been using 8x8 and not turning my frame into a kind of a circle cut. I still would have done all my corners first, and then I do that middle piece. And that just, for me, it tends to line my paper up better. And I like the way it works. So there we go. Using the frame punch, we have turned it into a nice little circle-like pattern. And then what I did, so that I only had to do one of them instead of layering it under there, I just chose where I wanted to cut it at. So I'm going to go with here. And then I took and lined it up right over here. And line it up right over here. Because I didn't want to use as much of the circle as they did. And then I could just expand that across too. And just have to cut one of them. So that's how I did that. Okay. Next up, I am going to add a bit of a border because we are going to do, this is called the needles. And it's this spot where the ocean comes through in the needles. My kids made me get onto a one of those ski lift things. It was so steep and so scary. I won't lie. It was a little bit beyond my tolerance for heights, but I survived it because I love them. So we're going to use this border punch, and I just love this border punch. It came in the fishing bundle during a recent promo, but any water punch would work. Oh, I got to line it up. There we go. Any water punch would work for this, and we have had lots of them. And you just keep lining the pattern up. Over that a little bit better when we flip. So I always flip and do it because this way I don't have to cut it off right away. It just goes a lot faster, and then I can do all my cutting at once. So when you're using these, first of all, I was reading on I think it was the virtual crop group that somebody didn't realize that they needed to do that. So you got to open it, and then it cuts between these two black lines when you're making the border. So you just line it up all the way, and then you make sure it's up against the top on one side and lined up with the pattern on the other side. And that is super important because if you try to line it up over here, look what's going to happen. So pattern on one side, and you keep sliding until the pattern lines. If it's a repeating pattern, then Creative Memories is super smart, and they give you a triangle to help you identify where that is. So now we're just going to take these, and I'm going to cut them at 1 inch. A little water here. A little water over here. And now we're just going to take this . And this is going to come right across here. And I'm going to line it right up along here. It gives me a nice line up spot. And then I'm going to do my other one. And I think I actually am going to move that a little bit up So I like that a little better. This is my favorite thing about the repositionable tape. You can lay it down and kind of take a look and see how you like it best. Okay, there. I didn't like the way the cream color was showing through on my waves. That did not bring me joy. Okay, so there we have our pages. And then after that, you're just adding pictures. So add welcome to the needles. Put my cutie patootie kids here. I'm going to add in this one over here. That one's going to go there. And then this one's going to go down here. Almost thought I didn't have this over here. So that one and that one I'm going to leave uncut. I am going to cut some of this off because that's a lot of sky. I'm going to cut it down to 3 1/4. I'm going to do my writing right here. And I'm going to keep everything else intact, and no more cutting needed. Sometimes I mat my pictures, sometimes I don't. I don't feel like the spread needs mats, but matting does always make everything more beautiful. So if you wanted to add a little something else to your page, there is room for mats, and I would go ahead and use like a navy blue if I were matting them. And that's how you take this Fast Fab page and you turn it into something you love. And I love how you can take them and you can just make them your own. You don't have to just add pictures. You could just add pictures, but you can get creative and turn it into something like this. So that's it. Oh, I did want to add, almost forgot, everything has beautiful, cute little things to go with it. Let's see if there's one to go up here. Because I think oh, maybe that one. Okay, there we go. We can journal right here. There was a lot to journal on this day. We got caught in the rain. The restaurant we wanted to go to was not open. I'm going to cut more of this off so that it fits a little better. Let's see. This is what your rollers are for. Put this down first. So we were going to eat at this really cute outdoor place right on the water, and then it started pouring. So that got nixed, and we had to find another place, but that was fine. We are nothing if not a flexible family, and so we found ourselves another spot outside of town a little bit, and it was lovely. Best fish and chips. Okay, there we go. Double page spread, all done. So next week, we will move into the May virtual crop. Thankfully, we still have Fast Fab pages to work with, but we won't for much longer. We will have to switch to Fast Fab paper. It is still lovely. You will still love it. But if you can help me save the pages, that would really make me happy. Have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon.